with me, 'cause it's all about you and I. Girl, it's all about you and I. If I can't have love from you, I'll probably be at a loss, 'cause my heart's in need. I be missing you every day. If I can't have love from you, I'll probably be breaking hearts, chasing the high when you and I, we were together. If I lost everything, my sight would leave. Nothing else matters, long as you're here with me, 'cause it's all about you and I. 'Cause it's all about you and I. Listen, girl, and if my friends turn on me and my fam don't speak, nothing else matters, long as you're here with me, 'cause it's all about you and I. Girl, it's all about you and I. If I lost everything, my sight would leave. Nothing else matters, long as you're here with me, 'cause it's all about you and I. 'Cause it's all about you and I. And if my friends turn on me and my fam don't speak, nothing else matters, long as you're here with me, 'cause it's all about you and I. Girl, it's all about you and I.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to WSTBRN. She's the Boss Radio Network. I just want to say thank you all for tuning in to Sharon's Neighborhood Chat, where your voices will be heard and not ignored. You know how we do. We talk about a little bit of everything. So we would love for you to call in. Our number here is 707-932-5368. Again, 707-932-5368. Today, we're going to talk about the 10 signs that your relationship is not going to work.
All right.
So don't waste your time. But right now, we're going to see what's going on in your world. Okay, Miranda.
Alrighty. Today we bring you greetings from Sharon's Neighborhood Chat. We want to talk about what's going on in our world around us here in Virginia, Luray, Virginia. They were saying that the mayor was urged to resign after he allegedly stated that Joe Biden had picked Aunt Jemima as his vice president.
Huh?
Yes, girl. So I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go with this racial stuff going on again. But yeah, that they were saying that he had made this post on Facebook stating that Joe Biden was going to pick Aunt Jemima as his vice president. But during a lot of conversation that has been going on, they stated that the reason why that comment was made, it was in reference to stating that Joe Biden ought to retire because Aunt Jemima's brand, the logo brand that they've had over 130 years, they're about to do away with the logo and reface it because they're getting a lot of racial backlash and whatever behind it. So they're upgrading. So they were stating that the reason why that the mayor had made that statement was because they felt like Joe Biden needed to upgrade or he needed to retire.
So why they had that?
Yes, Aunt Jemima. And then, but they did state that it has been stated rather that Joe Biden is looking to get an African American woman to run as his vice president, and so they also said that was also a racist racial statement because it was like making insinuation that African American women are mammies.
Right.
Yeah. So like it was downgrading. So he, they tried to. Let him know that he need. Well, they didn't try. They told him he needs to apologize, and one person went on to say that he needed to even, resign. So it's just so much going on.
But that is racist, though.
Very much so. And then you would think about why would this type of stuff be going on and occurring after we're already going through the shootings, the police brutality, and now here you got politics making racial comments and then saying it wasn't that serious. Why people taking it too far? I mean, it's such thing as called freedom of speech, but we need to just still be careful about the things that we say and
right.
do.
This is a sensitive time right now.
Yeah, very sensitive. Speaking about sensitive, they I've heard doing a podcast with Michelle Obama that she said that she's suffering from a low grade of depression behind all this racial, stimulation stuff going on. Says she's up half the night, can't sleep. She says it's hard enough. We're in a pandemic, so she's been finding it, kind of challenging to, stay the course or stay on her routine. But it's really been affecting her sleep habits. She said she had to really get a daily regimen, like working out and going outside the house, taking a walk.
I'm trying to do the same thing.
It is hard. It is hard. I'm not as up on politics right now, and I'm not actively working outside my house, but just still being at home, because I'm providing care for my grandchildren. So still being at home is kind of hard. It's not easy, rather, to keep a daily, routine going and whatever, And
it's exhausting not doing anything.
Yes, very exhausting.
My God.
And you would think that you would be more refreshed, but it's like the things that your mind like wants to do. It's like, but I can't do that because when I go here, I don't know who got the coronavirus. I gotta wear a mask, or I don't know who I'm gonna come in contact with. So that alone is stressful all by itself.
I just want to get out the house.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I did take a walk with my grandchildren. We walk. We doing TikTok videos, and heard that Trump trying to ban TikTok too.
I heard that TikTok was they was trying. The TikTok is invading your privacy.
No, I believe people. I mean, it's a choice. I mean, it's not mandatory that you do a TikTok. It's just like social media. It's not mandatory for us to get on Instagram.
Because they say they're stealing your information.
Well, they doing that anyway. They doing that with bank accounts. They doing that with your Facebook pages. So, I mean, everything has a breach, a privacy breach. But, I just feel as though that was just a way that, everyone was using this as a way to cope, as a way to manage throughout the day. I mean, some of the TikTok videos I see, I like, oh my goodness, this older lady, up in age, seasoned woman, she had did a TikTok. I said, well, if she could do a TikTok, I know I could do a TikTok. So to me, it's just a matter of fun. It's fun, it's engagement. They even have challenges and everything. So I just think it's a creative way to just keep some type of normalcy going on.
You need some creativity in our mind.
Yes, it's rough.
Do a dance, sing a song.
Yes. Keep you sane, keep you going. Like another gentleman and his wife, they were roller skating.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they were I was like, wow, because you can't go to the roller rinks. So they had roller skates on out at a basketball court. And they out there roller skating. We had the music going with their little boom box. And they were out there roller skating. I was like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. So, I mean, I just, I'm glad that everyone is taking opportunity to find creative ways to stay engaged, keep a healthy mindset, be actively close with your families and neighbors and friends. Speaking of neighbors and friends, people don't have nothing better to do. I know this is not world news, but this is my news. I had a package sent to my house. I had bought my husband a suit, and I had it sent to my address, and we kept calling the place back, asking them, where was the package or whatever. Come to find out, we had got a knock on the door, and it was a Hispanic lady. She couldn't speak English, so she had summoned my husband come outside. He was like, well, if I don't come back in a certain amount of time, call 911, right? He said, I'm going to keep my phone on. But someone had opened up the package and left it on the side of the street as garbage. So it was good. It was good that garbage collection didn't go out that day, because a brand new suit, tailor-made, so I had it tailor-made for him, would have been discarded as trash. They probably took it out of the box and seen it was a suit. I say they must have a funeral or a wedding or somewhere fancy to go, because they shouldn't have just put it.
But they know their name wasn't on it.
Yes, because that's how the lady found us, because it was visible on the outside the box. So you got people that are out here that's trying to maintain a healthy mindset, but then you got people out here that just losing it altogether. All this crime, gunshots all in our neighborhoods now. I just want people just to find creative, healthy ways to engage, stay sane as possible. So then goes on to in York, Pennsylvania, at a Catholic school, graduate wanted to wear a Black Lives Matter mask, face mask. So he was told he wouldn't be able to march if he didn't take it off.
What?
Yes, that he could not march if he didn't take it off, because everyone had to wear face mask. But just because his had Black Lives Matter, they asked him to. Well, they made him remove his mask.
Wow.
Yeah, so his father and all are making, a big deal out of it because they felt like it was a racial situation and that was taking place. Right. And so the school was like that. No, it wasn't a really racial thing. They had already verbally expressed this to the students that don't wear anything with any type of writing or whatever on it. But still, so the father was like, okay, he had writing on it, but then now you're going to expose him to being sick because now he don't have a mask. So it's just a big mess going on. People are it's just sad. It's sad. And then the woman that was a cancer patient woman. They were in line, and the cancer patient woman asked her to put on her mask, and the woman got upset and beat the elderly woman.
Get out of here.
No, I'm like, this is really wild. This is really wild.
We need to go beat her.
Yeah, somebody need to do something. Because it doesn't make any sense. I think people are really, afraid for their lives, but then you got people out here that are not taking it serious and they're jeopardizing people's lives. But then when they're approached, then they take it in a negative manner. And I just feel as though that, we just got to be sound in this season. We just really got to be sound, All righty.
Wow. Good Lord. I said they beat the woman.
Beat the woman, knocked her down, and broke her leg. And broke her leg, yes. And broke her leg.
Oh,
yes. I don't want to mention no names, but it was in New York. In New York. Yes, in New York. So, it's just silly. People out here being silly, I mean, come on, an elderly woman. Think about that. Could be your grandmother. That could be your mother. Because the girl was young. She had to be in her mid-30s, if anything. So it's just sad.
Somebody help her out.
The video didn't show anyone coming to her assistance, so it was just a fast clipping that I saw, but no one came to her rescue. You could see the elderly woman holding her leg and rolling over.
Oh my God.
But the young lady that caused the assault just walked away. So
they saw who she was.
Yeah, it was on camera. It was on camera.
She needs some counsel. She needs something.
Something. Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's have some dignity about the things that we do.
We are about to go to break, and we will see you back with 10 signs to a relationship that just won't work.
Just won't work.
Yeah, that's the sound of today's business community. It's a dog-eat-dog world and only the strong survive. The challenge is navigating the ever-changing business environment to put your business in the forefront. So how does your business keep up with the changes? That's where She's the Boss Network comes in. She's the Boss Network is an internet media network that's been helping businesses like yours get the exposure that you're looking for at a reasonable cost by way of radio and video. They'll help you stay successful by navigating change and seeing the big picture. After She's the Boss Network analyzes your business and marketing strategies, you'll start to see a media presence like you've never seen in your business before. And She's the Boss Network doesn't stop there. They use their findings to create a practical plan of action, a plan that will get your business from where you are to where you need to be. There you go. Lock those dogs up for good by giving She's the Boss Network a call at 866-494-5945, extension 101, or by checking their website at shesthebossradio.com. Again, that's 866-494-5945, extension 101, or shesthebossradio.com.
Hello, and welcome back to Sharon's Neighborhood Chat. And we're going to chat 10 early signs that your relationship is not going to work. Now, I picked this topic because I was talking to this young lady. She gave me permission. She was in a relationship with this guy that she said he is fine. I mean, fine, she said. But she noticed that she was seeing little things that she didn't like.
Oh, wow.
Like when they went out to a restaurant, that the waiter didn't get the order right. So he cussed the waiter out.
Ooh, bad temper.
So she was like, I don't know about this. And so then she started looking and seeing other things that he was smoking. But she told him from the beginning, I don't like I don't like smoking. It gives me a headache.
Okay.
So he would smoke, but he would hide it. He wouldn't smoke it around her, and when he smoked, he would spray cologne.
Sneaky,
right?
Oh,
so she was like,
so you got a bad temper and you sneaky.
And you sneaking.
Oh, my
so then she said she thinks he's cheating, so there's a trust issue.
Oh my
because
God.
he's always on the phone on Messenger and always talking about, I was talking to my mother. So, but it's not. It's another woman that he been talking to because she's been going to his telephone.
Oh wow! So now she got to be an investigator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work.
Women are investigators.
Yes, we
Natural
are.
born investigators. Don't mess with us. We will find out. So, when you just getting in a relationship, you so in love with this person, and you're so emotional. Oh, I love him. But you just don't know who you are dealing with in the beginning of a relationship.
That's why it's important not to just, get involved with someone or be drawn to them because of how they look or their appearances, because he got another look. He got a quick temper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He got another look. He's sneaky. He hiding stuff. He got bad habits, So he got a lot of negatives versus that one positive thing going for himself. So yeah, baby, you better look again.
Right, because in the beginning, that's the honeymoon. I mean, you see things, but you don't see things.
Yeah, and everything coming out in the beginning, that's a sure enough sign.
But in the beginning, you don't see these things. You overlook them.
Okay.
Because you want to be in a relationship.
Okay.
And, some girls, they want a relationship because their girlfriend is in a relationship with somebody. So now they want to be in a relationship. So they're going to accept a whole lot of things from this relationship that they normally wouldn't accept.
Yeah, but you gotta make sure your skin is tough for that kind of stuff. And I mean, I've been there. So I've been there wanting to be in a relationship, don't want to be by myself. But you really gotta stop and think. Do I really want to go through this unnecessary headache?
Right.
I'm already seeing signs from the door, from the gate. I'm seeing stuff, and then I'm gonna look past that. I mean, so. He done got 3 strikes that I done seen.
Right.
You bad temper, smoking, and you're lying. So
you put on your glasses and you just overlooked questionable things in the beginning. Already in the beginning.
Wow.
And the honeymoon is not going to last forever.
No, it won't.
And then that's when your eyes going to be open. You be like, oh my God.
Because next thing he going to be having that temper with her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they go domestic violence going on.
Yes.
And disrespect.
That's disrespect when you on your phone and you always talking to your mama. Does he ever allow her to speak to mama?
No.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's one red flag when you don't want to take your girlfriend
around your parent, your family, your mother especially. Oh no.
That's a sign.
Right
because you don't want them to know. Don't want them to be in the same room with your family or your friends because you might find something out about them.
Yeah, plus you find out the real them because we're not too much different than our families, whether we want to believe it or not. We all got craziness in our families, but I mean your truth will come out once you be around someone's family because you'll start seeing what the family likes and dislikes are, or some of them might even tell you what the person's flaws are.
Right.
So
they be like, you better watch out. That's my cousin.
But yeah. Oh my goodness.
So I'm just saying, ladies, you just gotta watch out and pay attention to
early signs
because sometimes you get so deep in the relationship before you even see the signs and you can't get out. So what do you do when you can't get out of a relationship? When you just can't walk away. Ooh. It could be your feelings, he's going to change, but you can't change somebody.
Change nobody, honey. No.
So they get in their feelings, I'm going to change him, he's going to do better, he said he's sorry and all of this stuff. But you can't get out of a relationship and you want to get out the relationship because, life is too short to be disrespected and
lied to.
Right. And cheated
put it in harm's way. I mean, because what if the waiter would have, retaliated? Then there go a big fight and you in the midst of it.
Right, and they lose their job and oh my God.
So, yeah.
What do you do? What can you do to get out of the relationship?
Well, you gotta think like a vehicle. You gotta put that thing in reverse and back up out of it.
There's some people you just can't walk away from.
Really? So, but then that goes to the question yourself. What is it about you that makes you feel as though that you have to deal with something like that. You know,
self-esteem.
Yeah, and those things do keep people in relationships. It do hold you hostage to a situation. But then there's a day that will be a wake up call for you, whether it be the fact that you wake up and be like, did I really settle for this, or the fact that, like I said, he took on a attitude with the waiter, but he might take on an attitude with that person.
Right.
So what is it going to take for you to wake up and say, I know I don't feel that I'm desirable, or I feel I'm too fat or too skinny, but is it worth my life? Is it worth the headaches?
Some guys are not going to let you just walk out the relationship.
Yeah.
They're going to you mine to the end.
Oh wow. So
and then you're going to have some problems on your hands.
Wow.
There's going to be some kind of domestic violence, some kind of he might try to kill you or something.
Yes. Ooh, my God, fatal attraction.
Right.
Oh no.
We've been seeing so many pictures.
Balling cats and pots and stuff.
When the man that killed the woman pregnant and all this stuff.
Yeah, I seen this movie on Netflix called the Fatal Fatal Date or something. Anyway, the woman was married and she went on a date with a guy she had met in college or whatever. And they didn't even have sex. They almost did, and he was so in love with her. But he was in love with her in high school and in college rather, and she didn't know. But he tried to kill her whole family and he killed friends.
Right.
So yeah, you got to be careful. Can't ignore the signs, man. You can't ignore the signs. Enter in these relationships with caution.
Right.
Always be cautious.
Especially as a young lady. I mean, I have a cousin that I met. Well, I really didn't meet her till after the funeral, when she was involved with this guy. She was like 8 months pregnant, and he knocked her down the stairs.
She's pregnant by him.
So he knocked her down the stairs. So she got up and got in the bed, and that's where she died at. They found her dead in the bed, but they caught her in time. They rushed her to the hospital, and she delivered the baby. But like 3 days later, the baby died.
Oh, the baby passed. Oh my gosh.
So both of them passed.
Oh wow.
So, and I have never seen.
Lost your life to love. So you think.
Right. So that's terrible. So, like I say, it's just you want to be in a relationship because we're human. We want another person to interact with, to go out with, and all of this stuff. But you just don't know who you getting involved with. And sometimes it might take a long time for you to even figure out who this person is.
Yeah.
And you might say, I don't know this person. I've been in this relationship for 5 years, and I never knew he did this or he did that.
Wow.
Or he actually worked over here and he said he worked over there.
But how do you be in a relationship that long and you don't know that? Then that's just not a relationship. I mean, you with someone for 5 years and you don't know that they employed at a different place than where you,
because they lie all the time. Compulsive liars.
I guess I'm just an investigator from the heart. I'ma know that's where you work.
Right, I be girl. You don't know.
I'ma notice if that's where you working or where you reside or what's what. 5 years. That's an investment. That ain't even a relationship no more.
It's easy for that to happen if you don't live with the person.
Oh well, yeah.
And you just see them. You see them every day, but you assume that they doing what they say they doing. Right. So just be careful because we have a lot of crazy people out here.
Yes.
Just they want to get in a relationship for different reasons, and it's not always because they want to be in a relationship with you because they have feelings for you or love you or something. They have other motives.
Yeah. Or issues.
Right. So we are about to go to break. We're about to go to break and
I was trying to take it.
Go ahead, do what you got to do. Listen, ooh, oh, You can make it. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, baby. Keep it up. You can make it. Do what you gotta do. Go on now. You can make it. Do what you gotta do. Go ahead now. You can make it. Do what you gotta do. No longer will I be afraid. I had to step out and no faith. I wanted to give back what he gave to me. So I and made a brand new start. I sang from my soul. Passion kept me holding on. You can make it. Do what you gotta do. Do what you got to do. Keep it up. You can make it. Oh, go on now. You can do it. You can make it. Do what you got to do. What you gotta do. What you gotta do. Holler if you hear me. Yeah. Tell me, can you feel me? Yeah. Holler if you're with me. Yeah. Hear what I'm saying, say what you yeah. Holler if you hear me. Yeah. Tell me, can you feel me? Yeah. Holler if you're with me. If you hear what I'm saying, say yeah. Keep it up. You can make it. Go on now. You can make it. That's what you are doing. Go ahead now. You can make it. Do what you gotta do. Don't let trouble come in your way. You can make it. Do what you gotta do. You have got to keep it up. The faith. Go on now. You can make it. Come on, baby. You can make it. You can make it. Do what you gotta do. Keep your head up. You can make it. Do what you gotta do. Oh yeah.
Welcome back to Sharon's Neighborhood Chat. Now we're going to go through these 10 red flags that your relationship is not going to work. So number 1, your relationship is solely about sex. So if all he want to do is have sex, he don't want to go nowhere, he don't really want to do anything, that's a red flag that, after a while the sex going to get old.
Yeah, but you
and
got,
he's going to be gone.
and that's true. And you had said he, but you got women out here too that's all they want to say.
Like
What's that song? Let's talk about sex, baby.
Right.
So you got some women that's just all about the sex. They don't want no commitment.
I was looking at the Mari show, and this woman had 2 guys on there. She didn't know which one was the daddy father.
Oh my!
And come to find out, she had 10 baby daddies. She had 10 guys. She didn't know. She had 10 kids, but she don't know who the fathers is.
Oh wow!
Yeah, tell me something wrong with that.
Wow! Yeah. I know someone facing a situation like that right now. They're adults. They have children and they're married, and they still are looking for their father. So I just encourage women enter into these sexual relationships carefully. If you that type of person that you have more than one partner, you need to protect yourself. Because what you're doing is you're opening yourself up to getting pregnant and then bringing children in the world and not knowing who their father is.
Right.
And it might not be bothering you because you getting what you want at that moment. But then when that child grows up and comes to find out that this person that they've been calling dad for all these years is not their father, and then now you don't have no questions, or you're not here to even give them no questions, answer no questions or give them any answers. So you got to be careful. Sex is a beautiful thing, but you still got to be careful when you do engage in sex, because you're going to be bringing in a seed that needs to know what garden it came from.
Right.
So you just gotta.
And they always searching for that other part of them,
Yes,
and they always
yes.
feel like there's a part of me that's missing.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah. The second one is, let me see, I wrote it down. Okay. They don't want you around you don't like none of their friends. But the saying is, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's what I was saying about the family. Let me know who your family is and I can tell about you. So that's not always necessarily true.
Not
but
always.
There is some truth to that. Because why would you want to hang around people that you're not like-minded with? There's some type of reasoning for you wanting to hang out with them or being among them, whether for entertainment or whether because you are in the entertainment. So, if I can't know who your friends are, we don't want to share.
Why we can't hang out with your friends? Why your friends can't come over? Who is your friend?
Right.
What type of friends is
you
it?
have? Yeah.
Right.
So somebody hiding something.
Right. Are they undercover or what?
Yeah, somebody hiding something. You don't want me to know who your friends are. You don't want to let me know what type of people
you're surrounded with.
Yeah, so that means you living a double life.
And they already know you're not going to approve of it, and that's why they don't want to bring you around.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
And then they don't want to bring you around their family because they're afraid that their family going to tell you something.
See, well, what you do in the dark comes to the light, so.
Right.
And that's true. They call it karma. They call it karma, so hey.
Sure.
It's going to come out one way or the other.
It sure will. Number 3. You spend too much time with him and not any time with your friends that you used to be with. Your little girlfriends you used to go do happy hour with. Now you cut all that out and you spend all your time with this one man. It's good to spend time with your man and everything, as long as you're not becoming dependent on them for your happiness.
So is this coming from jealous single people, or is this coming from? Is this a fact?
It could be a fact. It could be jealous people too. But when you first get in a relationship, you want to spend a lot of time with them, and you do. But after that honeymoon stage over, now you still not around. You're not visiting your family. You're not hanging out with none of your friends.
Right.
Or anything.
So you done secluded yourself. You done cut yourself off, and they're the sun, moon, and the stars, huh?
Right.
But yeah. Well, there's people that
you still
do
have
that.
to have your own identity and do some of the things you used to do, because you can't let one person take over your whole life.
It's a such thing called balance, and I think everybody needs balance. I mean, there's nothing wrong with spending a lot of time with your significant other, but it does come a time that you want to engage with people outside of yourselves, because that's what helps us grow. And if it's no more than me not being with my significant other, and while I'm out in the community or out amongst my friends, it'll make me appreciate you more, because I'm gonna see stuff out there that I'm like, man, I'm glad I got him at home.
Right.
So sometimes just getting outside of your four walls is a good thing, because it helps you to learn. Sometimes you gotta be careful about people that only want to be with that one person. Because what is it that you all are hiding yourself from? What are you
most likely the person is jealous and they don't want you talking to anyone.
Don't want to share.
And they don't want you to be around nobody. They're afraid that you're going to see somebody or something.
That's not healthy.
No, it's not.
That's not healthy at all. So the moment one or the other is out without one another, then they're assuming that someone's cheating,
right,
or someone's doing something that they have no business.
And that's mental abuse.
Yeah.
Number 4 is your relationship is one-sided.
So only one person getting satisfied.
Yeah. So you're so in love with this person and the other person is not. So you want to spend time with the other person, but they don't really want to spend a lot of time with you.
Right.
Why don't you call me and this person don't call you? I mean, so it's one-sided.
Right.
One want to be in a relationship and one don't.
Right.
But you keep pushing the fact that you want to be in this relationship, and this person is constantly showing you that they don't want to be in a relationship, but they still there.
Right.
So that's one-sided.
Right, and because there is differences in our relationship where, my husband, he's a phone person. Like, he does the phone call, texting, FaceTime stuff. I'm not a phone person. Mm-hmm. So, but that's something that we both understand, but then I understand that he is, so I have to put that part of me that says, man, I don't want to be on the phone aside and give him that 5 or 10 minutes. He knows not to hold me on the phone long because I just know, see how people can walk around with this thing to their ear. And I always tell people, if you call me, make sure you know that you're on a speakerphone, because I just don't like phone. I mean, I have been around people that are so addicted to their phones, it has turned me off. So, for me to walk around and have always had my phone up to my ear and it just gets on my nerves. So, I always say, if you call me, just know you're going to be on speakerphone, because I don't want to have to carry nothing around. Right. I'm a lightweight person. I don't want to have to carry nothing everywhere. Like, where my phone? Sometimes I don't even know where it's at. So,
right.
Gotta be careful of our addictions.
Right. And then the feeling of being controlled.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Being controlled is, you get depressed when you feel like you're being controlled.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing, can't go nowhere. And I know some of these listeners know what we're talking about.
Yes,
they can't go nowhere. They can't do nothing. They can't go visit their family because their man is like, you can't go. You stay here with me.
Yeah, because you gotta ask yourself, why is this person so insecure?
Right.
Because a lot of times the reason why people are insecure within a relationship is because it's something they fear about themselves.
Exactly.
I don't trust you because I can't trust myself. I'm not even giving you signs to make you think that I'm out here or want to.
But they know what they probably would be doing.
But they fight that inwardly, and so they reflect that on you to make them compensate them own selves.
Right.
So.
I don't know. Number 6. You can't be yourself around them.
Oh no!
That's got to be like a terrible feeling. You want to say something, but you scared to say something because you scared that they're gonna get mad or they're gonna take it the wrong way. So
So if you're a jokey person,
that's not the
be
person
serious all the time.
If you're a jokey kind of person, you might not want to be with a real serious person.
No, you don't. No, that is not that early sign. The lights are blinking.
Right.
Train is coming.
Right.
It's about to be a collision.
You be laughing and they looking at you like you crazy.
Right, what's funny?
And they say like, you insulted me. I'm like, insulted you? All I said was. Okay, number 7 is they won't accept you. You don't feel accepted in their circle. You don't feel accepted around them because they always trying to change you.
Ooh.
So if you're in a relationship, somebody trying to change you, don't feel accepted. Your hair, they don't like your hair the way you like your hair, so they want you to do your hair a certain way, or they don't like the way you dress, so they want to change you and dress the way they want you to dress.
I was in a relationship like that before.
For real?
Oh yeah, it didn't last. But I was the person didn't want me to wear makeup. Like how to do, like if I was to do my hair, they were like, why you got your hair curl like that? They wanted me to wear a ponytail, no makeup. Like one day I had on these pair of pants and I just had thick hips, and so they must have assumed that I was trying to entice someone, and they literally pulled me. And we got into a physical altercation because they thought that I was out there trying to bring attention to myself. And I was like, no, that's your issue. That's not mine. And that thing did not last because I will not be controlled. And I couldn't wear. And I never was like a makeup person at that point anyway. I just wore lipstick. And I had on lipstick. My pants was kind of fitting, so they thought. And and I was leaving their presence. So, but when they started acting like that, I was like, oh no. This is not.
You probably wasn't even thinking on that line.
I wasn't. I didn't even want to be with them, let alone with nobody else, because our relationship was rocky and they were controlling. Because at first, because that's why some of these things I'm laughing, because I did find myself in a situation like we weren't seen in public, but behind closed doors we were an item. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't because of anything that I was doing, or wasn't my appearance that I found out. It was the fact that they were doing so much dirt out there that they didn't want me to find out. So that's why it was like a secret relationship. So everybody thought we was just good friends. They didn't actually know at first and that we were even an item. Mm-hmm. And then when I started investigating, I come to find out the reason why this was done that way is because they had 3 and 4 other people that lived in the same area as we did, and I was to them. I was the homegirl. I wasn't the girlfriend. So
you're the main one.
Yeah, I'm the main one, really, because after dark, I was with you.
Right.
But but he had others, and so when I found that out, it was sayonara. So
see,
adios.
I hope you guys are listening.
Yeah.
Number
Don't be
8,
second best.
Right. Number 8, you fight all the time.
Never get
Some
along.
people fight but some people they fight, but they still all under each other. They fine by themselves sometimes, but they fight all the time.
Maybe because they're so much alike.
Maybe so.
Maybe because they see themselves in that other person, and it's like a conflict that they have with themselves.
But long as it's not physical, because that's domestic violence, and that's a no-no.
You ever know somebody that always has to debate? Like it can't never be black or white. It's always got to be.
Can't never be right.
Can't be. Yeah, they got to be the right person. They got to be right. So yeah, that's
crazy. And number 9, you don't trust each other on both sides.
Okay. Trust is the number 1 sign.
That is
number 1 sign.
And then one we kind of like touched on, which is number 10. You see them being mean to other people.
Oh yeah.
So if they're gonna be mean to other people once this honeymoon is over,
for them,
they gonna
be mean to you.
Right.
So they spots is gonna come out. They say once a leopard, always a leopard.
Exactly.
And I don't care how much you clean a pig, he gonna come back
eventually.
And get in the mud. So yeah, watch out for the signs. Don't be blind. I mean, love is a good thing, but make sure that you're loving, not lusting.
Right.
And the thing about it is, you might feel as though you don't want to be lonely, but guess what? You don't want. You want to continue to live too.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are that have these type of, and I call it a mental illness, because they have low self-esteem and they're suffering from an identity crisis. So if they take that out on you and harm you, once you're gone, they're still doing what they want to do. So you got to be careful of those signs. You got to watch out.
Yeah. So and me saying all of this, just because your relationship started out a little rocky doesn't mean that it's not going to last. Because sometimes conflict is good in a relationship. You have to have some kind of conflict, You have to have some kind of disagreements, and it's going to come up in a relationship. You can't get around that. I just want to say that if you have your own relationships, your own experiences, and you want to share it with us, please email us your questions, your concerns, your thoughts, and you can email us at Sharon's Neighborhood Chat. 523@gmail.com, or you can go to She's the Boss Network.com. Go to the V Lounge, click on the V Lounge, and leave your comments there. Okay, we are about to go to our last break. We'll see you shortly. This is our last one.
Beauty's in the eye. We complicate things when all along it's just perfect as it is. Beauty is from within. It's how you feel, not as how others see you. Skincare shouldn't be complicated. She's the Boss believes skincare should be nurturing, easy to use, smell delicious, feel refreshing, and look incredible. She's the Boss Cosmetics and Skincare brings you our botanical-based skincare line that's gentle, uncomplicated, and extremely effective for men, women, and youth. Feel confident and radiate a power glow that flows from the inside out. Exude an assurance that extends from the home into the conference room. Visit us at www.shes-the-boss.com or call us at 866-494-5945 to get yours today.
We are back, and I'm so thankful that you continue to join us on Sharon's Neighborhood Chat. We was just chatting about the signs that your relationship will not work. So we just got finished going through the 10 steps, and I'm just going to read them back to you. Number 1, your relationship is solely about sex. Number 2, what was number 2?
Won't share friends.
You don't want your your partner to be around your friends or your family. They spend too much time together, and you not able to spend time with your family and friends like you used to. You're solely dependent on this person for happiness. Number 4, your relationship is one-sided, and no one wants to be in a relationship that's one-sided. Don't be controlled by the other person. Control, it doesn't end gracefully when someone is controlling you. You can't be yourself around them. If you can't be around yourself if you can't be yourself around them, then what's the point? If you're a happy person, why you want to be with sand? I mean,
Oh my God. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I know they say opposites attract, but that is not an attraction.
Right. I mean,
That is
if you're a
not
happy
an
person,
attraction.
you want to be with a happy person.
Right. You don't want a Debbie Downer all the time, you know.
Right.
The sun is
depressed
always hiding, and the rain is always falling.
And then they want you to be sucked in their misery. You don't feel accepted around them. They always want to change you. Never let anyone change you. You are who you are.
Let life change you. Let being with that. You know, don't let no one say what you can do, what you can't do, what you can wear, what you could wear. Allow the situation, the relationship grow to a point that you don't mind relinquishing some things about yourself.
Right.
Everything is a give and take. Anything should be like a give and take situation. So I let me be willing to let it go, because then if I'm willing to let it go, then I don't feel like I'm forced, and then things will be easy. I won't have no regrets,
Right.
And then I won't be feel like I'm missing out.
Because you're still gonna have your identity and everything.
Right.
You just some of the things you just let go because you compromise.
Right, you don't want to lose yourself.
Right. When you
'Cause
lose
then-
yourself,
yeah,
who
wants to be
are
cloned?
you?
Yeah, who wants to be cloned?
Right.
I don't want. I
You
don't
lose
know.
yourself. You lose who you are, what you all about.
Right.
So you fight all the time. Don't fight. Life is too short to be fighting all the time. And never let a man put their hands on you.
Yeah, or a woman.
Or a woman, because you got some women out here that will stand up and fight you.
Yes.
So let's not do that. Okay, you have to trust each other, one another. There's no relationship if you don't have trust.
Right.
You have to have trust, and just don't be mean to people. You can't be in a relationship when you see your partner being mean and disrespectful to other people, because then you're saying, well, dang, they doing that to somebody they don't even know. I'm gonna be closed up in the door. They controlling me. What they gonna do to me?
Yeah, and then people look at. I mean, that they might be doing the act, but people gonna look at both of you in a negative way, because they're like, well, he or she must be just like that person. They're
Right.
around them,
Right. And it's like, do you get into a relationship looking for red flags?
No.
No, we don't. We get in a relationship because we want a relationship with somebody.
Right. I believe that these signs that we are speaking about today is not that you automatically walk into a person's presence and start saying, well, are they mean? Or are they controlling? No, we're just saying that when you see these signs, don't ignore these signs.
Right.
If they got this saying, if a person tells you about themselves, believe it. So, they're not going to walk up to you and may not walk up to you and say, I have anger management issues. But
Right.
there are signs that will allow you to see that this person deals with anger management. They might not say that I'm controlling or, things in the
But you
beginning
can
may not
see
be.
that.
But you can see that when they always got to be the one to be first, or they always had make the final decision or make the decision, period. So, there should always be a balance in a relationship. Someone should always be willing to, take the back seat. Not always be willing, feeling. I mean, it should be play a 50-50 thing. You know,
Right.
I shouldn't always feel as though I gotta relinquish the things I want to do just to satisfy you. Then that's not a relationship.
Right.
That is just not a relationship. What I'm actually doing is becoming your puppet.
Right.
I'm actually, you might as well have a control box and utilize me as if I'm a remote control person. When I'm just doing everything, yes, yeah. You know, I might as well.
And you
get a
know when you're
robotic
being
voice.
controlled.
Yes, you do, because you feel the resistance within yourself, and you start regretting the fact that that you even made. You're not even upset with them. You get upset with yourself. Because you're like, how can I be so stupid? Like, why? What was I thinking? Like, but that's the point. You weren't thinking. So we just got to make sure that we have a clear mindset.
Yeah, because we always think that we, in our minds, that we can change somebody.
Yeah.
We can change our partner. We can make them more committed to us. If we do this and we do that, they'll be more committed to us. They won't have no reason to go out and do what they used to do. Maybe they could be more understanding or more affectionate. I can change them. I can make them what I want them to be. I can make them love me.
I believe male and female have ways of persuading and influence.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, there are certain things I can do, and I can get anything out of my husband I want. But when I start using that in a way that is harmful, meaning when I start doing it to gain more than I give, then that shouldn't be so.
Right.
You know, that's cruel. So, you know, we just
Yeah, it's just when the relationship gets relaxed and you get comfortable and you're not arguing all the time and you let your guard down. Sometimes the things that bother you the most is hidden until that one thing come out.
Yeah.
And then you just like, I don't even know this person.
Right.
And can you tell yourself, if this person can't change, they can't give me what I need, will I be in this relationship for the long haul?
Wow.
Can I do that? Can I just stick with it till the end?
Right.
I'm not being satisfied. I'm being controlled. I'm being abused, disrespected.
Right. And if you are in a position too that these signs are there and you don't know how to handle them, find yourself a support group. Find yourself someone that will tell you the truth. Share these things. Don't feel as though that you're a prisoner within in a relationship or in a situation. Find someone outside of yourselves and just run it by them and get their opinions about it. You know, just be honest about everything. Don't be one-sided about what you're sharing. But, you know, get out there and share. Get some support. Get some help. Get some questions. That's why I say it's important for us. Yeah, we love spending time with our significant others, but it's important to get outside of our comfort with them as well, because then you will be able, someone can tell you the truth, or, you know, or you can find someone that you're comfortable with, you know, sharing your situation with, that they can say, girl, I think you're going down the wrong road, or you need to watch out and look out for this, you know, so. And a real friend, if you're in a relationship, a real girlfriend will tell you. Yeah.
You can't stay in a fantasy. Don't let fantasy bonds keep you in a relationship that's not going nowhere.
Right.
Don't be in la la land.
Right.
Because you know it's not going nowhere, and we are about to go somewhere.
Yes.
We can't stay in the same spot we're in through our life. Each age, each step we go through is a different experience.
Right.
And we want to experience different things, do different things, meet different people.
Right.
And you can't do that when you with a person that's holding you back.
Right.
And you can't do these things.
You should be supporters of a person's vision, dreams, and goals. You should be a pusher and a motivator. You know, you should find safety and security within that person.
So guys, it was wonderful having this chat with you. So leave your messages and your questions. Email us, and we will see you next week. So it's been a pleasure just sitting here chatting. And this is Sharon from Sharon's Neighborhood Chat, and I'm just chatting here with Miranda, my co-host. All right, guys. I guess I'll see you next week.
Next week. Bye
Bye bye.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute,
Just a touch.
she got her own. She don't need mine, she should leave mine alone. There ain't nothing that's more sexy than the girl that won't but don't need me. Young, independent, yeah, she work hard, but you can't tell from the way that she walks. She don't slow down, cause she ain't got time to be complaining. Shorty gon' shine. She don't expect nothing from no guy. She plays aggressive, but she still shy. But you never know her softer side by looking in her eyes. Knowing she can do for herself makes me wanna give her my wealth. Only kind of girl I want, independent queen working for her throne. I love her 'cause she got her own. She got her own. I love her 'cause she got her own. She got her own. I love it when she says, it's cool, I got it, I got it, I got it. I love it when she says, it's cool, I got it, oh, I got it, I got it.
Remix.
I love her 'cause she got her own. She don't need mine, she said leave mine alone. There ain't nothing that's more sexy than the girl that want but don't need me. Love no face, nice thick thighs, 'cause she got drive that matches my drive. Sexy thing, she's so fly, all while paying the bills on time. She don't look at me like Captain Save 'em. Gold digging, no, she don't do that. Now she look at me like inspiration. She wanna be complimenting my swag and everything she got. She worked for it, good life made for it. She take pride in saying that she paid for it. Only kind of girl I want, independent queen working for her throne. I love her 'cause she got her own. She got her own. I love her 'cause she got her own. She got her own. Hey, I love it when she says, yeah, I got it.
Hey, my shorty come around, they call her I got it. She won't even let you put your hands in your pocket.
She got it.
Gotta love that though. Low so, can't say no so, baby. Hey, don't make me laugh, boo. Never did that bad to make you even have to. But even if I had to, ask my better half to. You be more than glad to. When I do that math, boo, you always try to add to. I need someone who ride for me, not someone who ride for free. She said, boy, I don't just ride, she'll pull up beside of me. I had to ask her what she doing in that caddy. She said, 'cause you my baby, I be stunting like my daddy. And there's not many catch my eye. We both wearing Gucci, she match my fly. And that's why I supposed to keep her closer, right by the side. Toaster in the holster, and now she with Loso. In case you didn't know so, you could save your money, dog. Shorty getting dose, so what she care with his cost? You could call her Miss Boss. I got it backwards, crisscross. Shorty got her own.
I love her 'cause she got her own. Yes, you do. She got her own. I love it when she say it. I got it. I got it. I love it when she say it. I got it. I got it.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the Nurses Lounge, where nurses call the shots. This is the nurseologist here with you and my co-host, Lady AJ. All right, me and Lady AJ has a wonderful program for you today. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to She's the Boss Radio Network. They are a 24-hour radio network focused on building strength, inspiring, and well as motivate men, women, and youth from the home to the conference room and around the communities. What do you think about that, Lady AJ?
Sounds perfect to me.
So I'm your host, the nurseologist, along with my
co-host, Lady AJ.
All right, and we're here with the Nurses Lounge, where nurses call the shots. We would like to thank you for tuning into the show today and invite you to be a part of the show as well. If you would like to call in, the telephone number is 707-932-5368, or you can join us on Facebook at She's the Boss Radio, or you can follow us on Twitter at She's the Boss Radio. Go on Alexa and say, Alexa, play She's the Boss Radio Network. You can go to Shout Outcast, tune in, and you can also visit us at www.shesthebossradio.com. That would be the perfect iTunes to go on that site and visit us, because then we can have a conversation with you up in front. So today, Lady AJ, what is our topics for today?
Blood pressure.
Why is it so important to talk about blood pressures?
Because it's the silent killer. I believe, especially inside the African American community, we don't pay enough attention to exactly what it is that blood pressure is. We think it's just something they do when we go to the doctors, and they just check and they be like, hey, what's your blood pressure? And we don't really pay attention to the numbers. We don't understand what the numbers do and what the side effects are from high blood pressure.
Absolutely. And I also want the public to know that you're not just diagnosed the first time that you go to your doctors with hypertension unless you have a history of high blood pressure. It is so many factors that go into diagnosing a patient with hypertension. Lady AJ, do you know any of those things that go into
Diet.
Yes, diet.
Exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-existing health conditions, family history,
Age.
weight.
Yes, weight plays a big part on, hypertension.
Eating habits.
Oh, well, I don't think we should talk about no eating habits.
But that's why we're going to have that hard discussion today. Remember watching the best. All right, so for those of y'all who don't understand the importance of that, we all have grown up inside an African American household. Everybody watched the Cosby Show. So
Absolutely.
This is a perfect example of what it is and why it's so important, because that used to be the thing that Claire used to fuss with Cliff about all the time. Why he couldn't eat hoagies, why he had to go, and all this other type stuff. That's what she was fussing with him about, was his blood pressure and having hypertension. That is a prime example. Like when he used to fuss and he had to go to the doctors, that's what they were going to the doctors for, because he was hypertensive.
Hey guys, she took it all the way back to the Huxtables.
Because a lot of people don't know.
Right.
So I wanted to give them a real life example, something that we can all relate to, so we can understand what it is. Like, okay, so I know I watched the Cosby Show, and I know everybody else did. So that's one person who who had hypertension, and you can understand what it was, and how the conversation got started.
Oh, okay. So I guess we should start off by giving our viewers some numbers. Lady AJ, would you like to give the viewers some numbers when it comes down to blood pressures? That what they can look out for, to tell them whether they have regular pressure, mid-grade, stage 1, stage 2 high blood pressure?
Okay. So when they do your blood pressure, it's two numbers. It's the systolic and a diastolic. I know I said it wrong.
Diastolic. It's okay.
So it's the top and the bottom number. So when you go to the doctors, or when you go to the emergency room, or the clinic, and they do your pressure, and they be like 140 over 70. The top number, the 140 is the systolic. The 70 is the diastolic. So that's what I'm saying. So normal blood pressure is less than 120 for the top number, and the bottom number should be less than 80. So if you go to the doctors and they say you got 118 over 79, that's perfect. Mm-hmm. Elevated blood pressure is 120 to 129 for the top number, and the bottom number is less than 80. So if you go and they say 120 over 81, it's elevated. It's not bad. It's just letting you know that it's 120 over 81. That's pretty much still perfect. It's elevated, but it's really no cause for concern. High blood pressure is when you start getting numbers above that. 130 to 139, and the bottom number is 80 or 89 or above.
Right, and then that's when they start saying you have stage 1 or stage 2 hypertension.
Then you have when your numbers get like to 140 or higher, or 90 for the 140 for the top number and 90 for the bottom number, and stuff like that. That's when you know like you have your beginning stages of hypertension. And when your numbers get to like 180 above for the top number, and 120 or 120 and higher for the low number, you are in stroke mode. Actually, when your top number can be lower than one, once it hits 140 or 190 or something like that. Not 190, like around what was I about to say? Like 140.
When your blood pressure is 140 over 96, then you're in that range where you have to be really careful once you start getting in that range.
Yeah, because that becomes stroke range, and that's why they call it the silent killer. Because a lot of people don't know that high blood pressure at the drop of a dime, you can be talking 1 minute and pass out the next.
Yes.
And if it's not treated and it's not watched and it's not monitored, it can be deadly.
So some of the lifestyle changes that we can talk about that could help a person with high blood pressure is to get moving. And our young population used to go outside and get their exercise, and now it's kind of hard for them to go outside and get any physical activity in, solely because of COVID.
So we can't blame COVID for people not getting their exercise, because before COVID came around, we still weren't getting out. We still weren't getting our exercise. So with the younger generation, it's the it's the PlayStations, the electronic games, the computer. You know, we gotta remove our kids and let them actually go outside and get active and stay active. There's nothing wrong with playing a game. I play sometimes too, but you have to go outside and you have to move.
AJ,
what?
You mean to tell me you done got hooked on computer games?
I'm hooked on my phone. But I do play the PlayStation sometimes. But no, like we gotta, whether it's walking, whether it's playing basketball, whether it's jumping, whether it's skipping, whether all you do is go outside with the kids and play Mother May I, you know, or jumping jacks.
Okay.
Or something like that.
So, Lady AJ, it's about that time for a
commercial break. We gotta pay some bills.
And Jesse, on my Facebook Live, I'll get right back to your question after this commercial break.
Yeah, that's the sound of today's business community. It's a dog-eat-dog world and only the strong survive. The challenge is navigating the ever-changing business environment to put your business in the forefront. So how does your business keep up with the changes? That's where She's the Boss Network comes in. She's the Boss Network is an internet media network that's been helping businesses like yours get the exposure that you're looking for at a reasonable cost by way of radio and video. They'll help you stay successful by navigating change and seeing the big picture. After She's the Boss Network analyzes your business and marketing strategies, you'll start to see a media presence like you've never seen in your business before. And She's the Boss Network doesn't stop there. They use their findings to create a practical plan of action, a plan that will get your business from where you are to where you need to be. There you go. Lock those dogs up for good by giving She's the Boss Network a call at 866-494-5945, extension 101, or by checking their website at she'sthebossradio.com. Again, that's 866-494-5945, extension 101, or she'sthebossradio.com.
Hello, guys. We're back. The Nurses Lounge, where nurses call us shots. This is the nurseologist and
Lady AJ, the co-host.
Yes, and we're here today talking about blood pressures and how lifestyle changes and what lifestyle changes affects our blood pressure and could help lower our blood pressure. We left off about talking about getting moving. Yes. And we were talking about computer games and people being on their telephones. But also, Lady AJ, the city and COVID. It's okay for kids to go outside and ride their bikes and, you know, tell them what not to touch. And also give them a little bottle of hand sanitizer so that they can clean their hands while they're outside. I think parents should always give kids recreation time outside because they would have it at school.
Right. And recreation time for kids isn't just important for blood pressure. It's just important so that they can release some of them endorphins and release some of them energy and all them enzymes and stuff. Like, they gotta let it out. Because if not, they will drive you crazy.
Yes.
Kids have to release.
And they have a lot of energy.
And they do.
And they need to burn it.
And it has to come out.
Okay, then it's about focusing on nutrition.
So yes, a well-balanced diet. We have to watch what we eat. We have to stop eating so much salt, like meat. And I know that sounds crazy because if you look inside my cabinet, I have a cabinet with 300 different bottles of seasonings. I have 5 different flavors of chicken, bark. Like, I love my seasonings, but we have to be mindful of our salt intake.
Yes, because sometimes Lady AJ is a little heavy on the salt.
Don't come for me. But yeah, so our salt intake. We also have to be mindful of the fried foods that we eat.
Right.
And the processed foods that we eat.
Right. And what is the good stuff we should be eating?
Go into the
fruits and vegetables.
And water. That's all they want you to have. Fruits, vegetables, and water. Eat bird food. Go back to the Cosby Show.
Oh my God. You said go back to the Cosby Show?
Eat whatever, everything that Claire told Bill he should eat, that's all we should be eating.
I'm telling you, Lady AJ, you must have spent a lot of time with the Huxtables.
I did. I was about, who didn't spend? I know you spent time with the Huxtables.
Oh yeah, girl. I can't say nothing. That's why I'm at you right now.
Yeah. So fruits, vegetables, salads. Mm-hmm. And eating baked food instead of fried is good. Steamed.
Well, wait a minute, Lady AJ. You can have fried. They had those air fryers that fry your chicken now.
That's not fried. That's air fried, not southern fried. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. So, like, I'm not saying you can't have fried chicken. Don't eat 20 pieces. Maybe eat 5.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying because that's a note to self. Because I can eat 20. Wing ding, so that's a note to self. Well,
this is number. Okay, so we have covered 3 of those lifestyle changes. So I'm gonna go to number 4 with the lifestyle changes. When it comes to medication, what should we be giving our patients information when it comes down to them taking their blood pressure medicine? Because you know that most men don't like to take their blood pressure medicine, but it's very important that they understand the reason why.
So I don't think it's that they don't like taking their blood. I don't think it's that they don't like men don't like taking medicine, but I don't think men like going to the doctor. So therefore, by the time they realize it's a problem, they're already on medicine.
Right. So if they would go to their primary care physician a little more frequently, maybe that provider can give them some good lifestyle changes that would stop them from, going forward with having hypertension.
Right. And it's not just going when they give you suggestions, you actually have to follow through. And even if you don't want to go to your primary care to find out about your blood pressure, some Rite Aid, some Walgreens, some CVS has had that little cuff that you can go inside the store and put your arm in, or you can go to Rite Aid or somewhere and get your blood if you and just check it yourself. And don't let it get overboard. And I'm gonna tell you from my own personal experience. For 3 years I walked around here, and every time I went to the doctor, go to the emergency room, whatever, my blood pressure was always high. And I always said I'm just gonna go. And I always said I gotta go to work, so I ain't gonna. After I saw my blood pressure was
after
high,
she get off, she'll go take care of it.
And I never go. And then it wasn't until that I found out how serious it was when I went to go get my teeth pulled. And I could not get certain medication because the dentist would not let me be numb. Because they said that because my pressure was high, the numbing medication that they would have used would have possibly put me into a stroke. So like I had to get my teeth pulled with minimal medication.
Right.
And I had to deal with it.
Absolutely, because it had to come out.
Like my teeth was infected, it had to come out. Couldn't walk around with it any longer, but it was painful to get the teeth pulled, but at the same time my pressure was high. And the medicine that would have helped numb some of that, I couldn't take. So that's some of the things we have to be mindful of.
Yes, and one of my viewers on Facebook Live asked the question, why do doctors continue to prescribe lisinopril to African Americans when it causes more harm than good? So, me being a provider, I am going to answer this question off label, and this question is not to give any medical information over the radio. This is to ensure that patients will go to their doctors and talk to the professionals to get the information that they need. But with lisinopril, which is a high blood pressure medication to treat with high blood pressure and heart failure, providers also prescribe this. Now, some of the problems that you could have is kidney disease, but it helps more than it do harm. As long as you're taking this medication under the direction of a physician, he's monitoring your labs, he's monitoring your blood pressure, which means you should see him at least every quarter, which means you're going to see your provider 4 times a year while you're on lisinopril. Then he can explain to you and monitor all of your labs to be sure that that medication is not being dangerous for you. And the other thing when talking about men taking medication, some men don't want to take their blood pressure medicine because it decreases their libido. Now, doctors also have ways that they can help you with your libido as well. So, for all those guys out there that don't want to take their medicine, I just want to let you guys know that you can take your medicine and still be able to live your life. Just trust in healthcare professionals to guide you through those moments, and you'll see that in order to prevent you from having strokes and kidney diseases, that it could help. So, Lady AJ, what else is one of those to do and help you when you're having hypertension? A lot of people go out and let's talk about machines, blood pressure machines.
Okay, so you can get them. They got a ton of different kinds.
Right.
You can get them from Walmart, Target, or Target, CVS.
Yes, they all sell it.
All the drugstores sell it. Some supermarkets sell it. Majority of the supermarkets sell it. It's over the inside, and you don't need a prescription for it. It's over the counter, and you can get it just to monitor it yourself.
Right.
It literally takes less than a minute. It literally takes less than a minute.
And they have different types of blood pressure cuffs. They have the ones that go around your wrist. They have the ones that go on your arm. And I know that some of my friends also use that blood pressure app on your phone, which is really, really challenging.
What? They got an app?
Girl, they have an app for everything on the phone.
Oh my God, I need to find what.
No, because I don't want you to go fooling around with that app and not know whether it's accurate or not. Now, if you're telling me that you're going to compare the blood pressure that you get on the app with your blood pressure machine, then yes. Okay. But if you're just going to rely on that app, I'm going to not suggest it. And
another thing, when you take your blood pressure, do not take your blood pressure when you get finished running.
What
after
else?
You get finished fussing, after you get finished fighting,
after you finish smoking.
After you have to take your blood pressure when you're relaxed. After you want a resting blood
heart rate.
pressure.
Yes.
That's what you want to do. And another thing is, if you have high blood pressure, do not be like me and go around here hooping and hollering, screaming and performing. That's what.
Lady AJ.
I'm being honest.
Lady AJ.
We're a bit dishonesty.
Right, but Lady AJ, I know you don't do any of those things.
Try me on a good day. So to help me, if you have high blood pressure, stay calm and stay relaxed. Mm-hmm. Try to keep your emotions in check.
Yes, and my viewer on live, Miss Danielle, thank you. And she said, do not take your blood pressure after you have had coffee.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes. So see, that's why we have the best of all worlds. This radio program, Nurses Lounge, I'm telling you, where nurses really call it shots. And this is a nurse who typed that in for me. And thank you very much for viewing us on live and also on
She'sTheBossRadio.com.
All right, now, Lady AJ, that's right. We have to keep announcing the network that we are on, because
Yes.
this platform is awesome. You can also check your blood pressures in like CVS, Rite Aid. Some grocery stores have blood pressure machines, and for the most part, they are accurate. The pharmacists really take pride in making sure that that blood pressure machine is calibrated. And how do I know, Lady AJ?
Because you do it.
And because I went to the pharmacist one day and told him that I think my blood pressure is high. And he said, well, we have a blood pressure machine over here. And I said to him, has it been calibrated? And he volunteered to show me the book that they keep in the store that blood pressure machine is calibrated.
So, and also, when they have these communities health, when they have community health fairs, and they say they have blood pressure checks available, get it. It's free. They're not charging you, and it's done by a medical professional.
Okay, Lady AJ. I have a question for you.
Don't.
One of our lucky viewers decided to bring up a question, and I'm just going to see what's your opinion. Now, I want everybody to know that these answers that myself and Lady AJ are giving you is no way any diagnosis for you. The proper thing for our listeners to do, Lady AJ?
Go see a medical professional.
Okay. So, my blood pressure is 140 over 85. I know that is too high. So, what type of information should we give to this viewer?
So what I would say is, it's a cause for concern. Don't pre-panic yourself. But I will say, go speak to your healthcare professional, because you never know. You could just be stressed out. You could have anxiety. You could have ate something. It could be something going on inside your body that you don't know that's causing your blood pressure to rise. You could have just because your blood pressure is elevated does not mean that you're hypertensive. It could be, but you could have an infection of some sort.
Right.
You could have a virus of some sort. You could be
pain.
It could be
pain can contribute.
Pain can be considered, or if you're taking some other type of medicine for something, like you could be on some PRN medicine that the doctor gave you. Take antibiotics for 8 days, and it could be affecting your other medicines. It could be a number of things. So I'm not going to say that you have hypertension. I'm not going to say that you don't. I'm just going to say go talk to your healthcare professional.
Yes,
and let them
Lady
tell
AJ.
you, because a lot of things can affect your blood pressure.
Yes, Lady AJ, and that was the perfect answer that I was looking for. Not to mention that number 6 for lifestyle changes is losing weight. Something we all have challenged, especially me. Me, losing weight is, oh my God, it's such a challenge. So what do you think about that, Lady AJ?
Oh, yeah.
You got low there for a minute. You don't want no parts of that.
No comfort. But yeah, we do need our weight plays a factor in a lot of things that we do, especially in our community. Weight, being overweight, being obese, and I say obese because it's a medical terminology. I'm not like
but you know what, Lady AJ? I think they really need to do that chart over. That chart is not very healthy for any of us. Can you imagine me at 5'2", weighing 110 pounds?
No, but but that's what they say. So we just gotta roll by.
Okay, Lady AJ, it's time for another commercial break. Guys, I'm sorry we was getting into this conversation, and I will be right back with you shortly after this commercial.
Saved by the bell.
Give you the world on a silver platter, would it even matter? You'd still be mad at me if I could find in all this a dozen roses which I would give to you. You'd still be miserable. In reality, I'm gonna be who I be, and I don't feel no fault for all the lies that you want. You can try
welcome back to the Nurses Lounge where
Nurses call the shots.
absolutely Lady AJ, and we left off talking about hypertension and lifestyle changes. So, number 7 lifestyle change is to cut back on alcohol and don't smoke.
Well, that's easy for me because I don't smoke and I don't drink alcohol. So guess what? Y'all could all do
You
that.
covered?
Yeah.
Okay.
So alcohol ain't good for you anyway. For one, and smoking is expensive. So shit, none of us be smoking. I'm sorry, but yeah. So I'm just letting you know. So if you can think you got cut, that'll help you out a whole lot and put some money into your pocket.
Yes, absolutely. And the greatest thing about smoking is Maryland has a program that's available for anyone that's interested in stop smoking. You can call 211 for a lot of programs that are happening right here in Maryland, and they will give you the assistance that you need. Or you can go to your primary care doctor, that's what they are there for, and just let them know that you're interested in talking about stop smoking. Now, as far as the alcohol, they do have Alcohol Anonymous that you can call. They also have programs in your community. If you're interested in that, you can also dial 211. 211 is fascinating, isn't it, Lady AJ?
It is.
Now, number 8 is de-stress and sleep well.
Told you, stop fussing. Ignore fools. Like, Lord, you be
I'm
amazed.
telling you.
Stop fussing. Calm down, relax. And words of different world. That crazy doctor on there. Relax, relate, release. Relax, relate. There you go. Yeah. Relax, relate, release.
Wow, who's that doctor? I never heard of him.
Girl, she was on there with that episode of Whitley when Dwayne and them was. I tell you, I go back to my childhood.
I'm telling you, you used to watch TV a lot when you were young.
Or if to bring it up today, Bad Boys. Woosah.
Bad Boys.
Remember the movie Bad Boys with Will and Martin? When the guy was woosah, he was trying to decompress. That's the word.
Okay.
Decompress. Woosah. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. What in the world? There you go.
Yeah. So, let's give them a little bit of statistics about blood pressure.
Before we do this, I want to also let you know, like, blood pressure and pregnancy. Women have to be extremely careful while they're pregnant, what they're eating, how much they're exercising, and their stress levels, because women can become
Preeclampsia.
yes, and that's something that you have to pay attention to. So while you're pregnant, do what you have to do to make sure that you are healthy, because preeclampsia and pregnancy is real.
And while we on that topic about preeclampsia, what are some of the signs and symptoms of that? Do you know?
Swollen feet, swollen legs, swollen ankles. Some of the signs, the blistering when your legs are so swollen that they become blistered. Signs and
That is so important. And you know, while we were talking about blood pressure today, that kind of slipped my mind to talk about preeclampsia. And it is important as well, because when we look at our population, people that are pregnant is definitely a population of people that we should be really, monitoring close.
It is, and the reason why I bring it up is because there is, we inside the African American community, especially women, we have to know our bodies, and we have to be comfortable with knowing our bodies, and we have to be educated, because if we don't speak up and advocate for ourselves,
right?
I'm not saying all doctors are bad. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But you have to be an advocate for yourself, because the mortality rate among African American women is disproportionate amongst other races.
Absolutely,
when it
Lady
comes down
AJ.
to some things. And one of the main reasons is preeclampsia, and a lot of people don't know, and it comes from lack of education and lack of knowledge. You can tell your doctor, hey, this is going on, or you don't want to tell because, and then there's a problem. So you have to educate yourself so that you know exactly what's going on, so that you can have a healthy baby, and so that you can be healthy.
Right.
So that
right.
both of you come out on the other side and not just one of you.
Absolutely.
So some of the signs of preeclampsia is, like I said, the swelling, or as they call it, edema. You have headaches, And when I say headaches, I'm not talking about a mild headache. I'm talking about severe headaches, nausea and vomiting. And I know, like, we all, everyone gets sick when they're pregnant. So, like, not just the
everybody
basics.
don't get sick when they
Yeah,
pregnant.
but some people know. I'm talking about extreme nausea and vomiting, abdominal pain and shoulder pain, lower back pain, and sudden weight gain. So you have and changes in your vision, and changes in your vision is a sign of high blood pressure, whether you're pregnant or not.
Right, and then you have to go see 2 doctors that will be able to diagnose you: your ophthalmologist and your primary care doctor.
Yeah, and shortness of breath. So that's just a couple signs. Just wanted y'all to know that. That's all. I just want pregnant women, especially African American pregnant women, to be educated and to know so that you can be an advocate for yourself.
And also, what I would like to add to this conversation is children with high blood pressure. You know, kids with high blood pressure pose a lot of problems when they're young. And if we start to do lifestyle changes for ourselves, then that can work for our children as well. And what we should be doing for our kids is be sure that they get out and exercise. Exercise is so important that it's just not exercising just to have kids do something and try to get them to burn off energy. It is also to strengthen their bones,
To strengthen their bodies and their minds.
and their brains. And a lot of people always ask the question, can children have high blood pressure?
They can.
You know, that conversation comes up a lot. Now, when you take your kid to the doctors and get checked, they always ask you about your family history. Your family history that you know about is so important when it comes to kids, because a lot of this is hereditary.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the lifestyles that reflect this family history: excessive weight for kids, being obese. They says that in the African American community, kids have a high risk, and I would think so because of the food choices, and some people live in food desert areas and they have limited amount of foods. Canned foods are loaded with salt.
Yes, and it's easier to eat bad than it is to eat healthy. You can go buy, like, for example, at McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's, you can go get the 4 for $4, and that's a meal full of fat. Or you can go to McDonald's and buy a bacon cheeseburger for $1.50, $2.
But let's not talk about these fast food restaurants, AJ, because
we not talk about me. But as for a salad, you gotta go, and it's $5 for
Checkers. Let's talk about Checkers.
We not talking about that. We are talking about the healthiness. So that's what I'm saying. So
Okay, yeah. So right now we have to go to a commercial break.
Saved by the Bell once again.
She is always trying to get saved. This is our last commercial break, and it will be a very short one, and we'll be right back with you guys. Stay tuned.
Beauty's in the eye. We complicate things when all along it's just perfect as it is. Beauty is from within. It's how you feel, not as how others see you. Skincare shouldn't be complicated. She's the Boss believes skincare should be nurturing, easy to use, smell delicious, feel refreshing, and look incredible. She's the Boss Cosmetics and Skincare brings you our botanical-based skincare line that's gentle, uncomplicated, and extremely effective for men, women, and youth. Feel confident and radiate a power glow that flows from the inside out. Exude an assurance that extends from the home into the conference room. Visit us at www.shes-the-boss.com or call us at 866-494-5945 to get yours today.
Hey y'all, we back for our last segment.
Yes, this is the Nurses Lounge where nurses call us shots.
I'm Lady AJ.
And I'm the nurseologist, and we're here with you to wrap up our conversation about blood pressures.
So, a few takeaways I want you to know. Don't feel bad if you, we want you to be educated. We want you to take, we want you to take control of your health and for your health not to take control of you. So whatever it is, if it's a problem, it can be fixed. That's why medication is out there. So that's the first thing we want you to know is to go check your blood pressure and see your healthcare provider. There's nothing wrong with it. Because just because you have high blood pressure today does not mean that you're going to have it 5 years from now.
Especially if you do those lifestyle changes.
You know, like it's one of those healthcare conditions that is not terminal. Like it can be if you're not taken seriously, but if you do what you're supposed to do, you can come up off the medication. So that's one of the things I want to tell you.
So my takeaway for everyone is I would like you to all, when you have a chance, to reach out to the American Heart Association or the American Stroke Association and just read some information that's on their website. The American Heart Association website is heart.org. They have information on there about heart attacks, strokes. They also have information on there for you to volunteer. They have information about donating. You know, you can be a professional and donate your time to the American Heart Association for some of their, right now, virtual seminars that they do. They talk about healthy living. They talk about healthy topics. You know, if you don't know where to go or you're looking for a provider, they can give you information on that as well. You know, not to leave stroke out, but this segment was dedicated to blood pressures. Maybe in the weeks to come, we can start talking about stroke and maybe invite a patient or invite someone in to come and talk about their experience when they had a stroke and how they're doing now. They have several seminars that are virtual that talks about how, you know, these lifestyle changes can help you in your health. So I just want to find out if Lady AJ, you have or know of any programs that's coming up that we can share with our viewers today.
Actually, I don't.
Okay, so I just want everyone to be on a lookout. You know, if you live in an area where you don't have a grocery store down on the corner, we have churches and recreation centers giving out food. Maybe in our upcoming shows, we could share with you some of those places that you can go and obtain boxes of food that they're giving away. And that's a little bit about what I would love for everybody to take heed when they're thinking about their health. So on the note of nurses, I would like to say a nurse's prayer. Give to my heart, O Lord, compassion and understanding. Give to my hands the skill and tenderness. Give to my ears the ability to listen. Give to my lips the words of comfort. Give to me, Lord, strength for this selfless service and enable me to give hope to those I am called to serve. To be a nurse, it takes a very special person to be able to just listen, you know, to have excellent listening skills, because that what will help you be able to go out and be in your career field. What do you think about that, Lady AJ?
I agree.
And I agree that all of the auxiliary services that help out with caring for patients in a hospital or in a healthcare setting is wonderful. We have registrars, we have housekeeping or environmental services, we have CNAs, which is certified nursing assistants, we have GNAs, which is geriatric nursing assistants, we have CMTs, who are
certified medicine technician.
And who else do we have? We have MAs,
medical assistants, CMAs, certified medical aides.
LPNs. We have RNs. We have nurses with their master's degrees that go out and do education.
Midwives.
We have midwives. We also have nurses that go out to get their PhDs, which is very, very a challenging program. But we have several nurses that have gone out and obtained their PhDs, where they can teach and go into other sectors within healthcare.
Yes.
So is there anything else that you find interesting that we should talk about in ending the show today, Lady AJ?
Just take blood pressure seriously. And know that just because your pressure is high one day is not like symptoms, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have high blood pressure. Blood pressure is there as a marker to let you know that something is wrong, because you could be sick with an infection, an illness, or anything. Because and that's how doctors know. Elevated blood pressures let them know that there's a sign of trouble somewhere. So just keep that in mind.
And I want folks to know that high blood pressure affects ages. Babies from 0 to 2 years old is very rare. Toddlers from 3 to 5. And children from 6 to 13 is rare. Once they start getting up in their teenager years, which is 14 to 18, it becomes a little more common. And between the ages of 19 and 40 are the age range where you should have a primary care provider that is willing to follow you through from leaving the pediatrician and going to family practice or internal medicine. Then you have adults and seniors. Our senior population have been doing very well with trying to keep up with their health care. They may be having a little problems with finding a good insurance company, but enrollment is coming up soon for everyone to start thinking about what insurance company they're willing to go to. Maybe next week we'll talk about some different insurance companies and maybe invite someone from one of these insurance companies to come in and talk to our listeners. So with that being said, let me give you the rundown on She's the Boss Radio Network. Monday through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, we have DJ Demecca with the Good Morning Soul. He comes on and gives you that music to get you going in the morning, followed up with DJ Danny D. He is right there for your lunch break and to give you that music that keeps you moving throughout the day. Then on Mondays from 7 to 8, it is Lakita and Tasha with the Loser Bench. You have to check out that show. Then on Wednesdays at 3:30 from 3 to 3:30, we have Andy Chambers and the Silver Fox. Followed up at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Mike with the Sports Factor. Then on Thursday, we have DJ Dougie Style. And it's that Beat Nerd Hub. They come on at 5 to 6 p.m. Then we have Lakita and Pam with Unbox. Unbox, the first show I watched about finances. I'm telling you, it had me to think of all the things that I am not doing and to get back on track with my finances. Then on Saturdays, we have a lovely rundown. It is Sharon's Neighborhood Chat. That starts at 1. And then, of course, at 2 p.m., what comes on, Lady AJ?
The Nurses Lounge.
Where who call the shots?
Nurses.
All right. And then followed by our show is Jaya and Trivia with the Encouragers. And I would just like to thank She's the Boss Network for providing this show for everyone to come in and listen to what is important in our community. And be sure to go on www.shesthebossradio.com if you're interested in starting a show of your own. So, Lady AJ, it's time for us to say
goodbye.
Until next week, we will be back here to give you more information from the Nurses Lounge and where
Nurses Call the Shots.
Thank you for tuning in.
Until next time, we miss you already.
I'm going back to growing like a baobab tree of life on fertile ground. Ancestor put me on game, on charm, on gold chains, with my old shoe energy. Drip all on me. I'm good at that shit, keep it. Hold up, donuts, skylights, such a non-chopper instant. Yo, ice, 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 bust down, flood it, flood it, flood it, on my wrist out. Going up, motherland, drip on me. Melanin, my drip is skin deep like motherland, drip on me. I can't forget my history, it's her story, yeah. In black, maybe that's the reason why they always mad, yeah, they always mad, yeah. Getting past them, I know that's the reason why they all be mad, and they always have. Honey, come around my way, around my eye. Whenever mama says so, mama say, here I come on my toes, yeah. Follow my parade, my parade. Talking slick to my folk, lip that lip like lipo. Hear them swarming right, reason on the bite. Now here we come on our toes, yeah. Follow my parade, my parade. On force, all black, all chrome, black on, black tips, mad black. Walk by my window down, let them see who in it, crack a big smile. Gold figure, me and Jigga, 50-11, cheering, they like chick how. I charge my crystals in a full moon. You can send them missiles, I'ma send my goons. Baby sister rapping, give me y'all. Trust me, they gon' need it on me. Rubber bullets bouncing on me. Made a picket sign up your picket fist. Take it as a warning. Waist beats from your Uber. 400 Billy, that's a Musa. Straw line to the barbecue. But it's any damn way we gon' make it look cute. Pandemic fly on the runway in my hazmat. Children running through the house in my art all black. Ancestors on the wall, let the ghost chit chat. Ancestors on the wall, let the ghost chit chat. Hold my hands, we gon' pray together. Lay down, face down in the gravel. We wearing all tie white to the funeral. Black love, we gon' stay together. Curtin Mayfield on the speaker. Lil Malcolm, my mission, Mama Tina. Need another march, let me call Tamika. Need peace and reparation for my people. Fuck these ladies, I'ma let it shrivel up. Just fading ways, I'ma let it dread all up. Push your fist up in the air, show black love. Motherland drip on me, motherland drip on me.